it's finally time that we sit down and talk about Ticketmaster and Live Nation. So let's get into it. Guys, they've officially gone too far. So obviously, we all heard about the Ticketmaster fiasco with Live Nation and Taylor Swift. And it didn't just happen with Taylor Swift. There was, before the Taylor Swift tour was announced, there was things happening with the Blink-182 tickets when Blink announced that they were going on tour. And ever since, and then Blink was like trying to like hide, like they, Mark Hoppus was like, I tried to buy tickets too, and I couldn't even get tickets. Like, they're trying to cover it up for themselves, but it's really like the thing is, I feel like it's partially on the artists, especially when they're as big as Taylor Swift or as big as Blink-182, to push back against Live Nation or against the labels. You can push back. You can fight for your own integrity, and you can fight for your fans and like their worth. Fans don't have to shell out $5,000 for like a nosebleed seat to go see Blink-182 half-ass their performance. I saw Blink-182 with Tom on their last tour with Tom, and well, it was actually not their last tour, it was like the tour before the last tour, and it was their last small room tour where they did smaller shows at smaller venues, and even then they sounded horrible. Tom doesn't sound good live. No, none of them sound good live, okay? So you're shelling out $5,000 to go watch these guys get drunk and then, like, not play their songs right. Which is fine, because I went to see them, right? I didn't complain. In fact, like, I literally spent $90 on a ticket, and I thought that was too pricey. But it was a secret show that was like announced the day of the show. Like, they were just in the area and they just decided to put out the show. So I went. The fans were horrible. The band was like, didn't sound great, but I still enjoyed myself, right? Because I went to go see Blink-182, one of my favorite bands. So that was the Blink-182 thing. Again, they had something happen before the Taylor Swift thing, but let's get into the Taylor Swift fiasco with Ticketmaster and Live Nation. They really like dropped the ball here. They put out these like pre-sale tickets and then they like oversold the pre-sale. I don't know. It just seems real scammy to me. Like, I get it. Like, there's a lot of people out there that they don't care about the prices. They will still pay. Like, they'll pay $10,000, $20,000 to go see Taylor Swift. Whatever. You do you, honey. I get it. Whatever you want to do, you do it. But here's the problem. It's not like it's past like the point where this is like an ethical thing, and they have tapped into every single festival, every single concert, everything. Live Nation has a huge monopoly. They own, I watched like some clips of like their testimony for this Taylor Swift thing where they had to go to like in front of Congress or whatever. They had a trial and they had to go there. And I watched them, and the guy was like, from, the spokesperson for Live Nation was like, well, it's the venues doing the pricing. And then you look it up and you're like, oh wait, Live Nation owns these venues, so it's Live Nation doing the pricing. They own the venues, they own like the promotion, they're the promoter, they own the venues. Like, that's the whole thing. It's a big money laundering scam. Everything's a scam. Let's flash forward past the Taylor Swift stuff, right? So they went to court, all this shit. They're talking about monopolies and all their scams and everything, right? They're literally in court over this. And then Sad Summerfest comes out with their lineup, and they come out with their tickets. And when you go on there and you see who's the promoter and who's actually producing these shows, and it's Live Nation, and the pricing has gone up dramatically, like to the point where it's not worth going at all. And like, I was trying to think like, well, When We Were Young Fest was a similar kind of festival where there was like emo, like pop punk bands playing, except That was like it was way bigger than Sad Summerfest. Sad Summerfest is more of like a tour. When we were young, it was like every band you've ever heard of playing one show, one day, that's it. And it was in Las Vegas. But like Sad Summer, it goes around, they tour. It's literally like a Warped Tour kind of thing. That was like their response. And it wasn't just a response to Warped Tour. When Sad Summerfest, the first ever one, was announced, it was like this whole entire idea for Sad Summerfest was created by the band The Maine. They created this because they always talk about how they want to make a cheaper space for fans to come and enjoy their shows, and not just like enjoy like a festival, and not just like enjoy a festival that's cheaper, but like you don't have to pay to meet the artists or anything. And like the artists all hung out around Sad Summer. Like when you would go there, I went to the first one, the artists were just roaming around and you got to just meet them and hang out. And that's what it was, just like a big hangout. And then the bands played and that was it. And it was just like a big fun day. I personally did not like the venue they played in Philadelphia where I went, the Man. I'll never go to that venue again. But it's just an outside venue. They didn't even play in the amphitheater. They have an amphitheater. They didn't play in the amphitheater. They played just like in the grass. They played like literally in, like there was like another side stage. That's where they played. Every band played there. There was no cover. It was just an open field. And they wouldn't even let you bring like sunscreen. Like they wouldn't let you bring like travel sized bottles of sunscreen or water or anything in the venue. Literally they confiscated every kind of item that you were bringing. You were allowed to just bring like a bag with like a change of clothes or something. That was it. Like you literally were not allowed to bring anything in the venue at all. And that was pre-COVID. That's my experience with that. But once we got into the venue and we hung out, it was a fun day. You know, everyone there was there was younger people, there was older people, and you just kind of mixed and hung out. That was the whole idea. And it was the whole idea of Sad Summerfest is to bring everyone together and have fun and have a good day and watch your favorite bands. Except the thing is, the tickets were like $45 at the most. Now they're actually $125. $125. And you would think, oh, well, are they like bringing like newer bands? Nope. The headliner is Taking Back Sunday. Taking Back Sunday? In 2023, you're charging $125 to go see Taking Back Sunday in 2023. That's not even, I wouldn't even pay that if it was just them. And I like Taking Back Sunday. First of all, have you ever seen them live? Have you ever even seen a video of them live? Because it's not pleasant. And that's the first thing. And second thing is, it's not worth $125, even if you were an inside, even if they were playing Madison Square Garden, it's not worth that much money for a ticket. And they're charging these like tiered pricing now. All of a sudden, everything is like tiered pricing, except you're gonna go into a venue where it's just a fucking open field. There's nothing. It's an open field with a stage, and that's it. And you're going to charge $125 for like the highest tiered pricing for standing room at like a GA standing room, just because you're a little bit closer, because you could just get a little bit closer to the stage or whatever they're going to do. I don't even know how that's just, it sounds like it's going to be an absolute clusterfuck, and it's going to be annoying because they're going to be like, oh, they're going to probably have like ropes up, and then you have to like go into this line if you bought the $125 ticket, and if you bought the $80 ticket, you have to go into this. That is not how it's supposed to be. That's not Sad Summer. That's a corporate festival put on by Livenation to scam you out of your money. Not only that, but when you go onto their website and you look into like the Sad Summerfest, like go onto like their frequently asked questions and just go look at the responses that they're giving, because every question is like, we don't know. Go ask the venue. You have to contact somebody else. We have every question. It's like, can I bring water? We don't know. Can you do this? I don't know. You have to go ask this person. You have to ask this person. You have to ask this venue. You have to go to the venues. You have to ask the promoter. You can't ask the festival, and you can't ask Live Nation. You have to go to the venue and ask them. What? And even if even if that was the case, then they should at least have like info on their fucking website. Everything is just, we don't know. Also, they changed their meet and greets thing, because it's not just like obviously Sad Summerfest was built, like I said, on this idea of not paying for a meet and greet. So they're not doing meet and greets anymore. It's bands are going to be like greeting people as they come in the door. And then after that, it says after the doors open, they have like a half-hour period where you can go meet the band that you want to meet or whatever. And then after that, they have to go backstage and you have to wait for them to play, and then you don't get to see them again. Like, that just seems like did I just not tell you that the first one, which was literally like 3 years ago, like not even joking, was literally like, it was actually 4 years ago, 2019. But that first one that they did was literally just the bands hanging out and you just hung out with them. That was the whole, like, it was like a big hangout. That was the whole idea of it. And now it's triple the price. And it's just like, you don't get anything extra, and you get to see like shitty bands, like Taking Back Sunday. Like, what? So is it about that, or is it about that you just want to make this money? Because see, like even Taylor Swift didn't care when she was raking in $10,000 a ticket, but all of a sudden when people were like, "Oh my God, this is horrible," now all of a sudden she cares. But she didn't care taking the money. She didn't care. She didn't care. Did she say, "Oh, I'm not going to take the money from you guys"? No, she didn't. So it's just like mind-boggling to me that like we're just letting this happen. That's my rant for today. I mean, we need to do better. We need to push back on these guys. We need to make sure that they can't be like nickel and diming you every step of the way. It's past the point of the fees are too much. I don't care about the fees, bro. It's not the fees. It's the ticket prices. You guys are like brainwashed into buying these things. Like, I know that like maybe you just have like a lot of money and you don't care, but cool. Like, good for you, bro. Good for you. Guess what? I'm not paying $10,000 to go see my fucking favorite band. I don't even care who they are. Man, I don't know. I just feel like we need to make changes, and we need to force them to make changes. So if you're with me, drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts down below. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I don't know. I feel like I'm right. I feel like these ticket prices are way too much. But let me know what you think down below. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Stay safe, everybody.